Make sure that you watch our show every day. Every nuance counts. Our big game
Okay,
party
hello.
continues with celebrity chef
I'm going to be
Alex
playing
Guarnacelli.
Hello.
She's gonna make some delicious big game snacks. But up next,
Hello.
the one and only friend to the show, Dr. Phil, is here.
Okay.
The day, don't.
So there's just play again.
And one says the other stiffed him. Now she says it's sour grapes because she broke up with him. It's the case of the grapes of wrath.
David McCurchie, you are suing Pamela. You've asked me not to mention your last name for $1,300 that you say she owes you, that you fronted to her to fix her car mirror and pay off her credit cards. You have a counterclaim against him for $3,000, which you say he owes you for rent, the balance of a trip that he hasn't finished paying for, gasoline, and some other odds and ends. How long were you two dating?
Not long. 4 months.
4 months. How'd you meet?
Tinder.
Oh, geez. So you met on Tinder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 4 months, and you were dating for 4 months before everything hit the fan. All right. And in that time, apparently, you fronted some money to her that you want repaid to you. What money was that?
I paid for part of her trip to go to Dominican Republic, and I replaced her mirror that she knocked off back into her garage.
Okay. And let's talk about the mirror. Why did you help with that?
She was hurting for money,
Okay.
and I had it, so
How much was that?
$300.
Or do you have a receipt for that?
No, I gave her cash.
Okay. And according to you, you loaned her $1,000 at some point to pay off her credit cards. Tell me about that.
Well, I paid to pay off, help her pay off her credit card debt. I give her a check for $1,600. $600 of it was for my airfare.
What?
Do you have the canceled check? Is there a dispute about whether he paid you a check that was $1,600? No dispute? He did pay you that? Okay. All right. So you gave her a check for $1,600, and that included what and what?
$600 of it was to cover my airfare, and the balance was to help her pay towards her credit card debt.
To cover your airfare
I
for
got 2
what?
Robux.
For the trip to Dominican.
So $600 represented your airfare?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
And
let
how
me hear
much-
from you.
yeah,
First, I know you have a counterclaim against
I
him.
need
We'll talk about that in a
33
second. But
more.
first, let's talk about the car mirror. How did that come about?
He had his Suburban was parked in my garage, and so
I need
was
30
backing
more
in,
for
and I was
VIP.
it was the first time it was parked in the garage, and because I was backing in, I was more worried about not hitting his vehicle, and I knocked the mirror off of the driver's side of my door.
He offered to do it, and he didn't have a string attached. He didn't say you got to pay me back or anything.
No.
Okay. Then what? How did the $1,000 come into play?
I did not borrow $1,000 from him to pay off my credit cards. He had given it to me for my portion or a partial portion of my trip to the Dominican.
So the entire $1,600 was for the Dominican trip, according to you.
Yes.
Because he was going to pay for himself, the room, and you.
So
Yes.
And is that true?
No.
The only thing you were paying was your airfare.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any evidence that he offered
my
to pay
MOG
for
of the
you and him?
Yes, I do.
What do
I
you
have text messages saying that, and
Text
they're
messages,
dated
okay.
that he was gonna, and I also have a copy of his check that says in the memo it's for the DR trip, not a loan to pay off my credit card.
Oh. Did you text?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Text messages? Have you looked at them before you came here today?
No.
No? Would you
No,
let me
'cause she
refresh
only-
your recollection?
She'll only save the ones that are relevant to her.
Show me your phone with the text messages.
I
Well, then you can't complain. Okay, so go ahead and
There's
turn
from
on.
various days.
Yeah.
I have them dated in there.
Yeah. First declaration that he's paying Wednesday, June 3rd. From you.
Watch.
Boy, I am bored today. I'm looking at our Dominican trip. It's about $1,250 a person. And he
Hey,
responds, I'm in. Means it's going to cost me $2,500, right? To which you respond, LOL, love, I can pay for my own vacation. I'm excited. It was so much fun last year. To which you answer, well, what kind of boyfriend would your friends think I was if I let you do that? Ooh. All right, give me a second to look through this. Wow, you guys text a lot.
If you just double tap at the top of the screen, it'll scroll up like a large portion.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I did not know that.
I have a 13-year-old son. It's the only reason I know.
What kind of phone is this?
iPhone.
So this happens on my phone?
Yes.
Wow. I am so happy. Wow, litigants never teach me anything. This is awesome. All right, so if I get you an LLC and an FEIN, are you going to pay for our trip to the DR? What's that about? You're incorporating him?
Yes, he has a company that he had asked for my assistance with and doing a lot of administrative paperwork for.
She has a series of texts, all of which you're saying you're paying for the whole trip, over and over.
This is in June.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, well, there's some things that happened after that.
Yeah, somebody broke up. That's why you're not going on the trip. Who broke up with who?
Had to do with alcohol.
Okay, who broke up with who?
I left.
You left. Is that accurate?
He left to take care of his business, but we were still together, and ultimately I finally said, this isn't working.
He's got a tough row to hoe here. The testimony continues.
You certainly text nicer than I do. I mean, you're all very baby this, baby that. I should have a few more babies. You're the best, silly man. You're the best. And I think my husband would have a heart attack.
This is New York. There's a lot going on, and you're not always in front of your TV. That doesn't mean you don't want to know stuff. Download the Fox 5 NY and Fox 5 NY weather apps to get New York news, weather, and more. Sure, we want you to watch
Yeah,
this on
goodbye,
TV.
everybody. That was
Sometimes you
you.
can't. Get
No,
our
no,
apps
no,
today.
let's just say
Get
another
good stuff
game.
now.
Meet the Moors. We're the
It's
Moor
a long
family,
video.
and we're always looking for ways to enjoy more.
So
We called Time Warner Cable and got even more than we expected.
More speed, like 300 meg.
More TV shows and movies on demand.
More places to make more unlimited calls.
They even made it easy to switch with a 1-hour arrival window.
For $89.99 a month, you'll get 100 meg internet, TV, phone, and more. Plus, free installation with a 1-hour arrival window. And ask how you could get a $300 reward card. Call now.
My parents and I are having dinner at our favorite restaurant. Can you tell who at this table is hearing better with all this noise? If you assumed it was us, you'd be mistaken. Thanks to the revolutionary technology of Ultra hearing aids exclusively from Hear USA, my dad is hearing better than others with normal hearing in noisy places like this restaurant. 2 clinical studies have proven that Ultra hearing aids outperform normal hearing in certain demanding listening situations.
Have we decided on dessert?
Sorry? She asked if you wanted dessert. And yes, we'll have the cheesecake.
Ultra hearing aids are so advanced that Dad can even adjust his settings using his smartphone. The future of hearing technology is here, and it's more powerful than anyone could have imagined. There's nothing else out there like it. Just ask my dad. Call Hear USA now and try the new Ultra hearing aids risk-free for 60 days and start hearing what you want to hear today.
Yes?
Put your bowl in the sink, please.
Huh? Bye. Bye.